Welcome, traders and investors. My name is Nandis. I'm the founder of Dalrymple Trading. It's Thursday, the 25th of September, 2025. Here to look at the S&P 500 along with WTI Crude Oil as to how they're performing pre-market hours. Apologies for not posting a video yesterday. I was caught up with some personal matters, so unable to attend to that. But just looking at the markets today, what we saw with the S&P 500 is we hit all-time highs of 6,700 in Tuesday. Then we've seen 2 days of corrections coming in. The reason for this correction is that the tech sector has been dragging the market lower. So we've seen large investments in Nvidia, by Nvidia, Oracle, and OpenAI. So off the back of that, the market, sort of is digesting that news. So we've seen that pullback. It's too early to say that this is a long-term correction. However, we did something like this back in of August, right? So we saw from sort of the 29th of August all the way to the 3rd of September, we saw a correction and then we pulled back up. So this is looking like a correction as well. As to how far it could go, it might just be today and we rally up, or we could potentially go down further. If we, on the downside, we do have support levels at 6,555. Down the bottom. So obviously if it breaks that level, then we're in for a much steeper correction. But as long as we can hold prices above that level, we can obviously expect the rally to continue to the upside. Obviously this market's been in a very bullish sort of momentum for the last 3, 4, 5 months. So I would be very hesitant to short this at this point because the daily indicators are still showing as bullish in terms of overall trend. So this is just a healthy correction that's happening. When I mean by healthy, I do think the US markets are way extended. I don't think they're healthy, but in terms of trading, this is a healthy correction to have off the back of several days of run up to the current price action here. So the way I'm going to be focusing on this is I'm going to be waiting for prices to actually confirm a breakout to the upside. At the moment, it's still showing bearish price action. So once we see a break up to the upside, then we can just continue to use the strategy of buying the dip as we've always done, unless otherwise proven to be the case. So let's see how it holds out. With WTI Crude Oil, what we've seen here is a multi-day upward trend starting on Tuesday. We saw this trend. Now, the catalyst for this price movement is basically Donald Trump's comments about Russian oil. So he made a declaration in the US, in the UN meeting, that that EU countries have the right to shoot down Russian jets if they fly over their skies, and B, for EU countries to also, and other countries by extension, to stop purchasing Russian oil. So this comes off the back of a supply side concern. So we've seen prices rally and break past that 64.50 level. So the new price targets are obviously 65, 66, and on the upside, we do have a level here at 65 and then up to the 66 level. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, we corrected on Wednesday. We're seeing a correction right now, but the momentum here is still to the upside. So I was very fortunate to buy into this earlier this week, and I've been riding this rally all the way up since Tuesday's lows. Once that confirmation, we saw that breaking to the upside. So yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, it's sort of about time, because this thing has been very range bound since the start of September, around that 63.50, 64.50, 61.50. We were going sideways, and now we've sort of got that upward trajectory. Now, we could obviously go a bit higher and correct back down again, because looking at sort of daily chart pattern, it's been very bearish for oil overall. So, but at the same time, when it's this bearish, at some point it will capitulate and it'll move to the upside. There will be some sort of trigger that happens in the world that will push these prices higher. So we're yet to see that. This whole Russian thing is sort of what Donald Trump has said. There's nothing happened off the back of it in terms of any sort of real on the ground sort of changes, but obviously his announcements was enough to push these prices up higher. So that's what we're seeing with current oil prices. So at the moment, with this buy the dip with the right risk to reward settings, and and then I'll keep you guys updated on what happens during the rest of the week.